back to another visual safari experience. Join me as we explore the wilderness of the Timbavati Game Reserve. So sit tight and get comfortable, and let me guide you through some of the special moments during game drive. One of the highlights of late was the sighting of the river pride lionesses with two of the Nharhu males. During this particular morning, they were relaxing, grooming, getting ready to settle in for the day. Watching the big cats groom each other is always a treat. Allo grooming refers to mutual grooming between members of the same species, making it an important form of interaction. Socially, allo grooming helps establish and maintain relationships between the lionesses. However, it also plays an important role in reducing ticks, assisting with parasite control. The younger lioness seemed to be watching the other brother quite a bit. But because his brother is already courting with her, he remains submissive and keeps his distance. Aggression in male lions can be intense, even between members of the same coalition, especially when the young lioness is ready to mate. The submissive brother tries everything to avoid her. Backing off immediately, his brother came charging in to reclaim her attention. Let's have another look. She approaches the isolated brother enticingly, but to avoid conflict, he resists with fearing. Injuries during fights could be fatal. Retaliating not an option, he retreats as his brother charges in to recapture the female. Guarding the lioness without taking his eyes off of her, they walk side by side. Watching from a safe distance as his courting brother settles with the young lioness in peace. A few days passed without finding a leopard, but our luck changed when a young male was located. 10 to 7 in the morning, and we were lucky enough to be called to come have a look at a young male leopard that's been treated by an older male leopard. Unfortunately, the older male is a little bit skittish and he's moved off, but we still got this young male up in the tree. Now, by the looks of it, it's a Xisiwana male, which is the brother of Marula Jr. So at this stage he's just gazing into the distance, watching. There was some kudu alarm calling, and he's probably still watching towards where that other older male is. That's won't be a rival male in the sense of territorial disputes, because the Xisiwana male is still about a year and 8 months old. He's still finding his feet, trying to avoid the bigger males. The bigger males, old males, they've got well-established territories that normally overlap up to 5 or 6 females' territories in his area. So it's tough for these youngsters to manage their way through these different territories, and a lot of the times these young male leopards do get killed by older males because of them in their pursuit of establishing themselves in a proper place. They do run into some of these bigger males. It wasn't long when he sensed the absence of the other male and that the coast was clear. So he stood up, sat down and scanned his surroundings one last time before swiftly descending from the tree. Yeah, we've already lost visual of Xisiwana. but it was great spending a bit of time with him. I haven't seen him in a couple of weeks, so it's good to know that it's still in good shape. It's unfortunate to see that he's pressured by this other more skittish male that could be the Rotsvay male. So but yeah, it was a pleasure seeing the boy, but we have lost complete visual of him, and he moved on. He crossed the road and he trotted to the north.
So before we move on to the next sighting, enjoy a short bumble through the African bush.
Alright, so we are about to move into this lion sighting. Hopefully we can see all of the cubs there. Yeah, keep you updated. Alright, so we're moving into the sighting. Already got a visual of the lions and it looks good as well. So you can show you closer on the video camera there. So we've moved into the sighting and it was quite an incredible visual at first. The cubs were interacting with the mothers. There's a little bit of an altercation between two of the other lionesses. There's 4 here at the moment, 4 river pride lionesses with all 6 cubs. 3 of them probably close to about 3 to 4 months old, and the other 3 about 2 to 3 weeks younger, making about 2 to 3 months or so. But yeah, incredible sighting. They're all busy suckling at the moment. One is chewing on a branch, as the curious cubs would do. And they're quite curious, these cubs. If you sit still in the vehicle, they'll actually sometimes approach the vehicle and come have a closer look. You've got to be careful for these lionesses. You can't put pressure on these lionesses or the cubs. These lionesses won't take any nonsense. So it's about 9:15 at the moment. It was 8 o'clock when we heard about this sighting. And I must say the temperature has increased quite a bit since then. So these guys are busy falling asleep. See, some of the youngsters are still suckling there. All of their eyes are closed while they're suckling. They're falling asleep on the teat itself. But amazing to see this. And there's a great example where you can actually see the behavior of allosuck, where different lionesses will nurse different cubs within the pride. It's also a relative of the pride feeding another relative, sort of for the greater good of the pride and the genes of the pride as well. A very nice spot for them to fall asleep. A lot of shade over here. So for the moment the cubs are still totally relying on the milk of the mothers. It's very important for these lionesses to make hunts regularly, successful hunts, so that they can continue lactating for the little ones to get some good nutrition. Lion cubs are typically weaned at around about 7 up to 10 months sometimes. So for quite some time they'll be drinking from the mother. They'll also start to eat solid foods from the age about 3 to 4 months. Food, so if for instance the lionesses does make a kill somewhere, 1 or 2 of them will go back to fetch the litter of cubs, lead them back to the kill. That's when they will start feeding. It's also now after that first 6 to 8 week period of where the lionesses hides them in a secluded den site. After that they do become more mobile with the pride, and that's key to their survival, because the females has to keep on moving them to new den sites. If they stay too long in one particular den site, the scent of the youngsters will sort of overwhelm the area, and that could lure other predators such as hyena and leopards and such, especially if the cubs are left alone by the mothers while they're out hunting. So these guys are pretty much all of them falling asleep at the moment, and they've got good shade, as I said earlier. And as you know, lions can sleep anything between 16 and 20 hours each day. But we did note that these lionesses, their bellies are quite empty, so I bet these girls are very hungry. So hopefully by the end of the day, when they get ready to go out to try and hunt, they get successful during the night, because they're going to need that extra nutrition for that producing milk for the cubs. Thank you for watching this episode, and I certainly hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the next one in the next few days. And wherever you find yourself in this world, stay positive and stay safe. And cheers from the Rock Big team for now.